Welcome back. We're now going to uncover how courage can reshape your banking choices and empower you to take control of your financial journey. Let's take a look.
Getting older is inevitable, and navigating the world of finances can seem daunting for many of us as we do get older. Here to offer a word of advice on how to work through these challenges is Walani Mabaso from ABSA. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Thank you so much for having me, Palisa.
People call it their golden years as senior citizens, but with that comes a daunting and overwhelming idea of financial freedom. So what are some of those financial challenges that senior citizens experience?
Clients are actually going to retire. You tend to find that they have not saved enough for their retirement. So making sure that their retirement can carry them through their life expectancy can be a challenge. So that's the first one. Then the second one is really just around debt. You tend to find that by the time you are supposed to go to retirement, you should have paid off all your debt. But in some circumstances, you might find that clients have actually not settled their debt, such as their home loans or their car or whatever it is that they might have in a form of debt. And then the last one is just really around health costs. As we know, because of technology and medical intervention, people are actually living much, much longer, which means that you need to have enough to cover you for your health.
When it comes to products, savings and investments that senior citizens can get involved in to ensure that they're financially free, what are some of those?
The advice is that clients must actually constantly speak to a financial advisor who will actually help them and guide them in terms of what they need to do for their future. So from a saving perspective, they need to look at things such as a life annuity, or they need to look at a living annuity. But what we often recommend for our clients is to make sure that they look at what they have that has been saved so that they can actually work it out together with an advisor. It's often recommended that they must look at a living annuity. And what that does is that as they save, they can continue to have drawdown, but also at the same time have some growth. The second one is really just to make sure that as they go to retirement, they must still continue paying for their medical aid, because it's a cost that often enough people will say it's not going to help me. I don't often get sick. But what we do see is that in the later years, you start getting sick, which essentially means that you need your medical aid more. And then also really just continuing to pay things such as short-term insurance, because it will actually help them when there's any emergency or risk that happens in terms of any of the products that they have. For example, if there's a geyser burst, they don't have to go into panic because insurance will take care of that.
And as we do look at getting older, automatically one thinks of legacy and estate planning. So how important is that for senior citizens?
Often enough, it's important for our senior citizens to sit down with family, have conversation, but really understand how they actually want their estate to be distributed at death. So to do that, they will need to make sure that they've got proper estate planning, sit with a financial advisor and make sure that something like a will is put together, which can actually really advise the people that are left behind in terms of loved ones, how their estate should be distributed.
I love the fact that you spoke about families. And when one does think about families, we automatically think about communities. So what are some of those community initiatives that ABSA is backing and encouraging when it comes to senior citizens?
As ABSA, we believe that we're all about empowering Africa's tomorrow, one story at a time. For our senior citizens, you're more than welcome to walk into any of our branches where a financial advisor will assist you and make sure that you get proper advice. So financial inclusion is at the core of what we do as ABSA, and we want to make sure that everybody is taken care of because each story is important to us.
Thank you so much for shining such important light on a topic that is not discussed enough, financial freedom for our senior citizens. Siyabonga sis.
Thank you, Palisa.
Now, as we do conclude, let's remember that it takes courage to embrace aging, and navigating finances can feel overwhelming. A big thank you goes to Walwani Mabaso from ABSA for sharing such valuable insights to help us confidently face these challenges. Let's empower ourselves to face the future confidently.
There are stories of dreamers, and we're inspired by them all. We invite you to write your story with us. Your story matters. ABSA.